Teach your team to have a beginner's mindset. Getting them to have the right mindset is the foundational building block that'll enable you and your company to scale. Today, I'm sharing some advice on how to teach your team to think with a newfound level of curiosity, to not let past experiences limit what can be accomplished or cloud their view of what is possible. Let's dive in. The best advice that you can give your team is to think like a beginner. See, in a beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In a worried, stressed out mind, there are few. Kids are great examples of having a beginner's mind because they're filled with curiosity. They're free of preconceptions. They're open to a world of possibilities since they don't even know what's possible or what isn't. Have you ever noticed that children are overflowing with questions? And I know sometimes they can be annoying, but they ask both simple questions that are obvious and profound questions that make you pause before responding. See, I believe we can learn a lot by observing kids. Personally, I love how naturally free they are to explore, how they experiment without even thinking twice. They act without worrying about what others think, and most of them never worry about making a mistake. Curiosity is their teacher. Unfortunately, the older we get, the harder it is for all of us to maintain a beginner's mind. Yes, it's true that the experience and knowledge that we all gain helps us perform at high levels. But if we're not careful, those experiences can also hold us back. See, without realizing it, we have collected a ton of preconceptions about how things work. We have formed expectations regarding what we think will happen, and we are quick to prejudge how situations will unfold. This type of thinking makes us more closed-minded than we're all willing to admit. As a result, we become less playful, less willing to explore, and less willing to trust that something better is waiting ahead. Now, I want you to know that I'm a big believer that we should all learn from past experiences. I'm also a believer that we shouldn't let those experiences limit us from what we can accomplish. If you're one of those who, for whatever reason, did not accomplish everything you wanted to, say last month or last quarter or last year, or you find yourself constantly struggling to achieve something important that always just feels elusive, let me ask you this. Why? Why are you not achieving your goals? Why don't you have all the time, money, and resources that you desire? Why aren't you operating at your healthy best? Why aren't you completely fulfilled and happy every single day? I'll tell you why. Consciously or unconsciously, we limit what we can accomplish based upon our past experiences. It is our past experiences that clouds our view of what is even possible. Just because a previous relationship didn't work out doesn't mean the next one won't. Just because the last job you held, the business venture you experimented with, or the employee you hired didn't achieve the results that you desired, doesn't mean you shouldn't approach the next one with the same level of openness and excitement. Just because a recent marketing campaign bombed doesn't mean you shouldn't do marketing. Just because you didn't lose the weight you wanted to last year doesn't mean that you can't get in shape. See, as a kid, I lived through 3 divorces. Both my parents got married, divorced, remarried, divorced again. I grew up with constant yelling and fighting. In every conversation, my mom always had something negative to say about my dad. We went on one family vacation as a kid, and guess what? It was awful. I know many people who've also had a similar experience as a child. One guy I know, right, that had a similar experience as mine, decided that he would never get married. He didn't want to relive that experience or have his kids experience what he went through. He's now in his mid-50s and living alone. If I had made a similar decision based upon my past experiences, I would have robbed myself of all the wonderful experiences I have with my wife and my kids. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you have a choice. We all do. We can continue to limit what we can accomplish based upon our past experiences, or we can consciously adopt a beginner's mindset. Unfortunately, we all have limiting beliefs, assumptions about how we think something works, or to later discover that most of our assumptions are in fact false. So here's my main message for today. Teach your team to have a beginner's mindset. It doesn't matter where they are, what they've done, or what they failed to do. Today, like every day, is an opportunity to begin again, to start fresh, to let curiosity become their teacher. Empower them to have a voice, to act without doubting themselves, to teach them that there are no mistakes, only learning opportunities. Consciously remind them to stay open to new ideas and approaches. Remind them that together you're creating the future. Encourage them to create it with the same curiosity of a beginner. Tell them to create the future like they were planning the vacation of their dreams to an island they never visited. The real learning occurs when we have an explorer's mentality. Teaching your team to have a beginner's mind is a simple tool. It's a simple reminder to just remain curious, intellectually curious every day. If you want to help your team to develop a beginner's mindset, I would love to buy a copy of my book, Freedom to Experiment, How to Ignite a New Level of Energy, Focus, and Momentum in yourself and your team. Follow the link in the description and I'll personally sign a copy for you. I've also included a link to schedule time on my calendar if you want to chat live. I would love to help you create a future of endless possibilities. Okay, if you like what I shared today, do me a favor, give it a like, comment below, and of course subscribe, because each week I'm sharing content to help you and your team embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate results. Remember this, you're just one idea away. We'll talk to you soon.